Less than 2 years ago, this apartment was on the market. The asking price is $26 million. Now it is $35 million. How does an apartment in a building that nobody has moved into go up $10 million in less than 2 years?
Right. Well, I think, first of all, you know, when you're doing your initial pricing and you need to sell 145 units, you're pricing it for the sale of that number of units. I think as you sell down your units and you end up with a couple of units at the end, the combination of more scarcity at that level, but also an improving market would account for the change.
I'm really just stunned by the number of skyscraper towers, residential towers going up in New York City with luxury apartments north of $30 million. Are there really, how strong is the market in the $30 million and up apartment, and who is buying these apartments?
Right. You know, I think you have to look at different submarkets. I think in our property, it was really mostly Americans, U.S. locals. In many cases, it was New York locals who wanted to, if you were in Tribeca, you wanted to be in a property that had views and had amenities which were unusual for Tribeca. I think there is a small amount in our property of foreign nationals from different countries. I think a lot of these other properties, and it depends on what submarket you're in, I think a lot of the properties in Midtown or Central Park South probably have a heavier emphasis on foreign buyers. But I think the question you're asking, we'll find out over time whether there is enough demand.
Sure, like 157. Are you still looking to add exposure in New York City, or do you feel like the market's topping?
You know, we've just made a recent commitment to a property on 22nd Street. We think in the right submarket we can still do well there.
You know, we do talk about foreign demand for apartments in New York City, particularly luxury apartments. How much in your business do you watch events abroad in anticipation of it affecting your market?
You know, I think we think about that. I think we think what's going on with the stronger dollar, what impact that might have. We look at what's happening in the oil countries and the flow of funds. A lot of the real estate market is driven today by flow of funds, and I think those two issues are really important.
Disney World, 4 seasons. We did a story yesterday showing that the price of admission to the Magic Kingdom is above $100 for the first time ever. Why Disney World? Why Florida? Why Orlando?
Well, you know, I think that, one, it was a combination of an unusual asset. 4 Seasons had this property tied up for a number of years, and we were able to come in after that period of time. Also, you know, if you look at what happened during the financial crisis in Orlando, the properties outside of Disney World had revenues drop by 40%. Actually, the properties inside the park only went down 5%. So we think that the idea of being inside the park created a defensive posture for the property that attracted us.
Dan, what people don't know about you, you spent a lot of time worrying about this island of Manhattan and the 5 boroughs of New York City. In 1979, there was a photo from Prep for Prep of a bunch of black girls in Burley and Dalton sweatshirts. And it was just unbelievable how original Prep for Prep is a program to motivate black kids to reach an education. Give us an update on where Prep for Prep stands right now.
You know, it's been spectacularly successful. I think
it has been stunningly successful.
You know, I went to Burley with many Prep for Prep girls.
Right, absolutely. And that's how we got involved as we watched our kids in the private schools and we saw the prep kids. And the prep kids were really, one, they were great achievers, but they also made an impact on the classes where our kids were involved. And today I think prep has affected over 3,000 kids, really changed their lives. And actually it's also part of something called Smart Connections with other programs like PrEP, which I think have affected 300,000 kids.
Quickly, how do you respond to somebody that says the minorities are pushing out white kids from educational opportunities today?
I think it was a great, at least what I saw in our kids' class, and it sounds like the same thing happened at Burley for you, is the kids really improved the educational experience for the kids who were there.
Okay. Well, congratulations on that.